Diet. This is Phil, and today Phil is going to help us explain the American diet.
According to 2010 USDA study, meats, eggs, and nuts make up 21% of the American diet. Dairy products make up 9%, flour and cereal products make up 24%, added fats and oils are 23%, and caloric sweeteners are 14%. The foods we know in theory are not too good for us. Refined carbs, added fats, and added sugars are what in practice make up about 61% of our diets.
But Phil, is there anything good about our American diet?
This is the easiest diet to follow. You can head to any supermarket and find this food. It's at the corner general store, and you can also stop at any fast food on the way home when you don't feel like cooking. This diet can also be cheap. Our government gives food stamps and WIC money for much of this food. It's a dollar menu at the nearest fast food restaurant, and the couponers can save a dramatic amount of money on their groceries each week because food manufacturers can sell their products at reduced prices because they're so cheap to make. The American diet is still considered unhealthy because it lacks in many needed nutrients from being overcooked and overprocessed. The foods we eat take nutrients from our bodies just to digest them. This diet is low in essential fatty acids like omega-3s, low in food-based vitamins and minerals because processing damages them, and they add in synthetic versions. It causes the food to be lacking in antioxidants, and it contains very little consumption of a variety of foods. The American diet can lead to quick weight gain, causing us to become obese. It also can cause many diseases. Diseases are heart disease, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, stroke, osteoporosis, kidney disease, celiac disease, many cancers, colon, prostate, mouth, throat, esophagus, lungs, stomach. These diseases also impact the American culture in such ways as affecting hereditarily, diabetes, and heart disease. As a country in battle with obesity, it is clear healthy eating isn't easy. Almost 41 million women and more than 37 million men aged 20 and older were obese in 2010, which means over a third of the American population is classified as obese. That is more than 2 in 3 adults are considered to be overweight or obese. Sadly, that is a lot of us. America has one of the highest obesity rates in the world and is predicted to get worse in the future. The American diet compared to the world is in the top 20 of the most obese countries, with 33% of our population being obese. The diet can also cause major health issues, as listed before: heart disease, gallbladder disease, etc. The reason the diet is so addictive is because when we eat the foods we like, it releases dopamine, making us happy.
Give me food so I can be happy.
But how does this diet impact the overall health of our lifestyle and our culture for the rest of our life? The American diet affects us economically. It also causes our health to decline, where medication, medical visits, and healthcare become even more expensive than it should be. Some of these diseases that you can never get rid of. One example of these diseases would be diabetes. With diabetes, you are also at risk of getting high blood pressure, 140/90 or above, high-density lipoprotein, HDL, polycystic ovary syndrome, also called PCOS, antithyroid nicotine, and condition associated with the insulin resistance, characterized by dark, velvety rash around the neck or armpits.
South Beach diet. When we hear this term, we probably think of beach babes and bodybuilders. However, the South Beach diet is not actually meant for the beach, but it is a diet. So, what is the South Beach diet? Well, according to the creator/author of the South Beach diet, cardiologist Arthur Gaston, the South Beach diet is not low carb, nor is it low fat. The South Beach diet teaches you to rely on right carbs and right fats, the good ones. It enables you to live quite happily without the bad carbs and bad fats. Long description? Yes. Long time to learn how to do it? Nope. All you have to know are 3 simple phases and how the diet affects the body, too. Phase 1, the restricting phase. This phase is possibly the most excruciating and painful phase for your body, your mind, and your taste buds. Phase 1 restricts all the fats and carbs that are considered unhealthy, as well as sweets and fruits. Say goodbye to sugar, fats, and carbs, and hello to veggies, fiber, and protein for the next 2 weeks of your life. Due to the lack of sugar and carbs, as well as fats, You will experience nausea and headaches, weakness and fatigue, dizziness, and small signs of depression due to the lack of sugar, which sugar releases dopamine, your happy hormones, and when the dopamine is low, you start to feel low. Also, because you don't have enough fruit, you might be suffering from inadequate vitamin and mineral intake. Okay, moving on. Phase 2, the rejoicing stage. Phase 2 is when you can finally introduce all of those carbs and fruits you've been craving during Phase 1, but only the healthy kinds. Meaning things like olive oil, small amounts of pasta, potatoes, and definitely fruit. You even get to indulge yourself into sweet things, but only once in a while, during the other 2 weeks of this phase, like chocolate cake and even alcoholic beverages. That is, if you're over 21. Don't drink and drive, kids. You will lose a little less weight rather than Phase 1, but Phase 2 teaches you the practice of moderation, which is good. Phase 3. The infinite stage is a stage that can last for the rest of your life. Take that in. The rest of your life. This is where the part of your diet turns into your way of eating. You can now freely indulge yourself with the carbs, fats, and sugars your body has been aching for the past 4 weeks. There is a catch, however. You can only eat the things you love in moderation. Period. That's the only way you can keep your weight down and with a steady amount of exercise. Okay, more information to move on to. Lifestyle diseases. Who doesn't love them? We do. And so do the American people suffering from these lifestyle diseases caused by following the South Beach diet. First, osteoporosis, due to a lack of calcium during the first stage and or second stage of the diet, as well as missing vitamins and minerals from fruit cut out of the diet and calcium from a lack of wholesome milk. Type 2 diabetes / DKA, ketoacidosis, a cause of an abundance of ketones, a bodily chemical that allows the body to burn its fat for energy, and when there is not enough produced insulin to break down glucose for energy. Other effects are dehydration and dizziness. In other words, no sugar equals more ketones equals more likely you're going to get diabetes. Finally, anorexia / bulimia. If one doesn't correctly incorporate the diet plan into their mind, they might have some misconception on what's good for you or what's bad for you. Anorexia / bulimia has several effects on appearance, mindset, and your insides. You will become thin, so thin people will be able to see your bones bulge out of your skin. Your mentality will cause you to believe skinnier is definitely better. And that is not true. South Beach diet is supposed to help your mind, not hurt it, so use it wisely. Finally, last thing, and I promise, the impact on our American culture's health and lifestyle. Most of the American health is bad enough. No offense to our nation. I mean, otherwise, we wouldn't be learning all of these healthy facts so late in our life. However, as we know, the South Beach diet can cause type 2 diabetes or ketosis due to a lack of sugar, affecting the sugary foods that people can eat late in their life. Osteoporosis due to a lack of calcium, minerals, and also vitamins, which causes bones to break much more in old age. And anorexia nervosa / bulimia, which can affect your sexual reproduction, mentality, and physical appearance. Last but not least, a word of the wise to explain the lifestyle that Americans can learn from inputting the South Beach diet into their lives. The weight loss doesn't happen because you're trying to eat less, but you'll be eating fewer of the foods that created those bad old urges, fewer foods that cause your body to store excessive fat. In this description, Augustine tells us that most Americans depend on nourishing our appetites with foods consisting of unhealthy fats, sugars, and carbohydrates, which is why we as Americans gain weight and get so many diseases. However, the South Beach diet can teach Americans what foods are healthy and consist of healthy fats, carbohydrates, and sugars. This allows Americans to understand the difference between healthy versus unhealthy foods, giving us a better idea of how our lifestyle should be, eating low-carb, healthy fats, and sugar types of diets. to live a long and healthy life.